Hello and welcome back to round 2 back 9 coverage of the MPO lead card here at the 2024 Dynamic Discs Open, where Ricky Wysocki is still holding on to his lead, but it's gotten a little bit slimmer with the bogey he just took on hole 9. BigBarri commentary bringing the action here, the second half of the 7th stop on the Disc Golf Pro Tour, the 2024 season.
Yeah, and I think that goose was a little mad. Did you see it staring at us right there at the beginning? It was giving us the full stare.
Judgmental eye stare from Erica and Madison is never wanted here in this booth.
No.
Ricky Wysocki, he's at 14 under, trailed closely by Calvin Heimburg and a slew of players at 12 and 11. And I know you guys are watching this coverage either on May 5th or somewhere in the distant future, but this round was played on May 4th, also known as Star Wars Day, also known as the birthday of U.S. champions. We've got 3-time U.S. champion Will Schustrick, 1-time U.S. champion Nate Sexton, and 1-time U.S. champion James Conrad. So send them happy birthday wishes, and may the 4th be with you.
Hole 10, par 4th, 585 feet. Straight down the gut, you're going to want to throw a hyzer that gets out of the gap left, maybe a sidearm turnover, but you just want your most stable disc going hyzer and getting right around this tree right there. As soon as that happens, good things are going to happen unless you skip too far.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll have a pokey gap, but plenty of room to work some sort of approach. We're trying to go forehand turnover a little high, and that's what happens. That being said, he's still in the fairway and might still have an outside chance at getting up and down for the birdie. And
no.
You know, that looked like an errant throw, and it was, but it wasn't that far away from throwing nearly exactly where he wanted. You want to keep it low. You want to have it a lot of turn with an overstable disc, and Ricky just missed that by a few feet. Kind of
Bummer.
Like AB right there.
That's why you want your most stable. You don't even want to have a chance to get that wide tree.
Why would you do that? And that's fine. That's where Ricky's drive is, where he's trying to land. You see what I'm saying? There's an outside chance here, especially with this man's forehand power.
Is it going to get on hyzer? No.
But it does clear the out of bounds area and should be a fairly straightforward up and down. Anthony also with a chance still to get the birdie, but this is moving left and has skip angle. And it finds its way into the gallery.
That's 5 out of bounds shots in 3 holes for Anthony.
And 4 holes.
3 holes.
8, 9. Yep, you're right. This is hole 10. And Calvin pitches his way up there for the par. I mean, excuse me. Ricky's got a putt for the par. Calvin has an opportunity to cut into that lead and tie it up.
Oh, Rick's still got a little something. Oh.
And that's a really nice scramble for Wysocki. But you're absolutely right. If Ricky misses that putt, Calvin hits his. It is a swap at the top. Maybe able to save the par, but he just has to keep the disc in bounds. Moving forward, I mean, for the rest of the tournament at this point, got to keep it in play.
Whoa.
Weird, right? I think it flipped upside down and somehow caught flight.
I've never seen that in my life.
It was very weird. Trying to figure out what happened there.
Oh, boy.
And the way that hit, that was very Wysocki-esque, right? The way it sat in the chains for a minute.
Thought it was coming back.
In the end, it's just a disappointing par for Calvin.
Ended up being a huge putt from Ricky.
That's right. Maintaining the lead. Oh, we do get to see it again. Okay. And that helps me understand a little bit there. Still weird that a disc can fly right side up and turn upside down so quickly.
Yeah. Calvin Lundquist, 6 under through 13.
He's a player you guys need to be aware of. He is a young player on his first season on the Disc Golf Pro Tour. Very Marcus Schallstrom-esque, if you know what I mean by that. Very hippie with his throw. A lot of power. Very strong core, but like I said, a young player. A lot to prove. He's one of the 2 players that eagled hole 18 in round 1.
Does this have the distance? Yeah, of course.
It's got it in droves.
A little too much.
That's right.
I think this is a hole that could be popped in one shot. The way that it
Wow.
The way that it is like shaped and the way these guys throw it kind of gets the lift as it's going straight at the hole. And
Sure.
if it flattens out,
The accidental ace
yeah,
could certainly happen.
exactly.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. There's no accidents about this one right here.
no.
That's
gonna
just
be
good
bullseye.
old-fashioned park job. It's 2 days in a row Ricky's put it that close on 11.
Not an easy one to get, guys. This is playing pretty tough to get a bullseye hit. Very specific shot shape. You can get looks over there on the left side, easy.
Yeah, a lot of players end up where you saw Calvin.
This one's
One of
gonna
those players is
be absolutely almost perfect, but just inside the circle, and that's a tough spot to be for Anthony right now, especially with the mishaps on the last few
100%.
holes. You want and
left
that
side
one gives it
catcher.
to him.
Calvin missing the short one on 11 or on 10 and making up for it with a big putt here on 11. And not enough want there from Albert. Been a slow going for him over the last 5 holes. And it's just not the Anthony we're used to seeing, is it, right now?
No, not at all.
And this is a easily more difficult comeback putt for the par than what he just had for birdie. And that's the Anthony that's the stroke we're used to seeing on the putting green.
He needs to get on a roll. If he can get to 2-3 under, I'll be okay.
He's got his work cut out for him to get back to 2 or 3
Yes.
under. Got 7 holes left on the back 9. He's got some clawing to do. Ricky with a nice birdie. We got Gavin Rathbun laying down the roller, and look at this angle here, Paul. This is incredibly far.
I wonder how far that actually went.
Well, we're going to see here in a second because Jake Hebenheimer said, I like that. Let's try that. And he also lays down a roller down the middle. And this is where a lot of second shots land. These guys are throwing maybe a 360-foot approach.
Oh, wow.
On a 975-foot hole. So both of these drives over 600.
Oh, my
Look where
goodness.
Gavin is.
Kidding me.
This is farther than a lot of players' second shots.
Not the best approach either.
Not really. But still an eagle look from outside the circle. And he cans it.
Wow. Great putt. Great eagle. That's a good way to get back in the mix.
A little love from Hebenheimer, who has an eagle putt himself from inside the circle. Nails it. On the same card, third card with 2 eagles here on 14. Outrageous.
Anthony and Albert just getting left in the dust.
And you got to get birdies in this course. If it's incredibly windy, as we've seen several times here, you can do okay with par and maybe a few scattered bogeys. But when you take the double bogeys, it has to be followed by the green. And if you're not getting the birdies out here, other players are going to get those birdies and you're just going to fall behind.
Yeah, I want to take you through one thing that I thought about today as Calvin lines up this mid-range shot straight down the gut. Two-turned. As I was taking bogeys, I had to stop and realize the conditions are tougher. And you're used to 13, 12 under, 10 unders being the normal out here. But if you can, look at this shot. I mean, it's not playing easy.
It's just out of bounds for Ricky. Just early out of bounds.
Yeah.
Wasn't even close.
So if you can, understand that, it kind of makes it feel a little bit better. I feel like you get into a spot on the tour these days where you're like, oh, it's over.
Has to be attack mode.
Attack to where at times it's okay to take a couple pars, play a little safer, and then let the birdies kind of come.
You have to be adaptive with your strategy. So important.
Exactly. Like with Anthony on 9, for example. Perfect time to just lay it up to the corner, take your medicine, take the bogey, but two out of bounds is gonna hurt you.
Ricky, that is fortunate to fight through the tree. He'll have that for bogey, but that could have been one of those silly situations where he hits the tree, rolls out to the circle, no look, takes a double.
Kind of like this play right here. I like that. Hey, I understand I'm not playing good today.
Yep.
I don't want to take another bogey.
And Anthony, I just don't see him not running this. Yeah, he gives it a decent effort, but he is 4 over in the last 5 holes.
Is he trying to go through the tree?
His ball.
So.
You know what? It actually looked like a decent run. And I remember seeing that earlier today and thinking, what in the world is Calvin trying right now? Trying to give everyone in the field an H.
I remember the putt that Kyle Klein hit at the USDGC through the tree. One of my favorite putts of all last year. Ended up working out for him.
Every once in a while, you feel compelled to do it. Saw Parker Welk hit a pretty memorable one in hole 9 last year and did a little Spider-Man hop through the gap. That was an iconic putt as well.
I tried to do it once, hooked onto my finger, and went through a different gap.
Hit a spectator.
I got kicked out of the tournament.
What? What just happened? Wysocki blows up the basket on the 16th. I don't know what that is, but it definitely bombs.
Ricky filmed that real life commercial in hole 4 yesterday.
Oh, that's funny.
Isn't that crazy?
That is.
Flying over hole 13. This is all hazard right here until we get to these flags, right? Yeah. 456 feet uphill the whole way. Paul says there's room to bring it back. I say maybe, but this is still a rewarding birdie to get.
Yes. Well, for Albert and AB, the round's over. At this point, you're probably not winning the tournament, buds.
Yeah.
Put a cap on it, put a Band-Aid on it, move forward.
Yeah, still time to salvage a good finish after the incredible round 1s they played. Calvin, a decent effort. Pin high left.
This is going too far, probably.
Oh, it's so smooth.
Oh.
Just beautiful.
So good.
You shouldn't be able to achieve that much distance looking that nonchalant. Albert is able to do it time and time again.
Too heavy on the hyzer.
This should be joining Calvin somewhere out there in pin high territory. Very common collection point for the players with that much distance to get there pin high.
This one never getting to flat either, so he's going to join them. It's going to be a putt off. Good old fashioned putt off.
If you don't believe me, look at Calvin, Ricky, and AB. Close.
Yeah, half inch from getting that left side pocket, huh?
And
Ricky.
2 days in a row from the left side, hole 13. He negotiates a birdie with this challenging get. Calvin's going to fall behind another shot. It's been a while for Albert. You know, Calvin getting a par here is really frustrating because he had the accordion thing, the birdie par, going back for the entire screen. He needed a birdie here to continue the trend. And he didn't do it.
No, he didn't. Shoulda. Look at that form. Ooh, glasses down. Ladies.
Yep. And Ricky with a one-shot lead over Gavin Rathbun. Just saw him just a minute ago on this hole, laying down the roller through the inside line. What kind of wind were these players dealing with?
It was a right to left tail. So it's actually
The perfect wind for the roller.
Yeah, perfect wind. The only thing you got to worry about it is it just keeping the cut line out to the left. I don't know how these guys are going to play it. I'm guessing nobody's going to try the roller on this card. But I feel like AB and Albert can get enough distance just with these two shots to come home in two anyway, if they want it.
I think Albert does have the distance to get here in two. It just seems like it plays too easy of a birdie when you play the hole properly.
Sure.
To do anything risky. And you do bring out of bounds green into play if you do try going for the eagle. And is that one stroke worth it? Well, it's up to the player to decide. But I'll venture a guess the answer is no.
Oh, a little lift.
Ball.
Oh, and a duff skip. Come on.
That's extraordinary. That is in eagle territory.
Yeah,
You can certainly approach it from there. I'd call that somewhere in the 400 range. And AB is trying. And that hits the bottom of the tree and directly kicks out of bounds.
No.
Yeah. That was getting back to Heiser, and that would have been at the bottom of the hill.
Brutal.
And another out-of-bounds shot for AB. But, man, that drive was on path for something extraordinary.
I think the course knows when you're kind of down.
Oh, it always does. You don't get a spit out when things are going well.
No. It's either when
Not
you're going
really.
extra well or just get through the crack.
Man, it looked like Albert was going for the eagle.
Yes. Surprised Calvin's not going with the big spike.
Well, he's got the down the middle play typically on lock. This one just barely too high.
The good old-fashioned OB birdie is possible here.
More than possible, Paul. It's about to happen.
What a reaction.
Weirdest ground play in his favor. The course taketh and it giveth back.
Yes. Play catch with it.
That's how you draw the hole up. Forehand tee shot, next shot to the bottom of the hill, putter approach, call it a day.
Or try to make it. Ooh. Ran out of steam. Bummer. Drop in. Bird. Oh, no. Oh,
The lift.
He didn't like it, huh?
Oh, no. It's a very touchy approach. Really is. It's not easy. And and just made a mess of the last part of the hole. The tee shot was good, but from there, did not work out. It's going to be a double.
And that's
or just a bogey, excuse me.
One thing he's been doing really well lately is the putting. Today it just left him, and he hasn't been making. You know, if he cleans up all those putts, it's not as bad. It's bad,
sure.
but it's not as bad. And that's what we were saying yesterday with how elite his throwing is. If he just makes the putts you're supposed to make, he's still 2-3 under par right now with all these out of bounds and horrible mistakes here and there. And it's still kind of in it.
It's not just the big separator in advance. It's the big separator in open and every division of disc golf. The people who are making the putts give themselves opportunities. And who's this golf coach? Oh, it's you. Come on. Talk us through that, Paul. What's going on there?
Well, my mind was like this. Right to left crosswind, didn't want to put a lot of hyzer on it. I thought it was going to lift with the right to left, so I was like, yeah, aim it low. I'm really good at aiming, apparently. And I get a great reaction off of the water there and get on there. That was nice. That was fun.
Very rarely do you see the skips actually find safe landing on 16, but work with it.
Yeah. Brad says feed it to the driver. You feed it to the driver.
That's right. Hole 15, got to land inbounds on this hole. Otherwise, you go to the drop zone right at the corner of those two sidewalks where they converge. But it's a huge landing zone. It was the easiest hole in the course in round 1, but it's actually middle of the pack here in round 2 due to the shift in the wind. I believe it is now playing as a headwind.
It's actually a right to left kind of headwind. It's not hurting you as much as you think.
Okay.
So it's a tricky one because if you read it as it's hurting you, you're...
Oh, come on, Ricky. Fill the basket with disc, please.
If you read it as hurting, you're going to take on that tree, the guardian on the right side right there that you have to get around because you don't want to take it out wide. But these guys are obviously reading it perfectly well because these are pretty good.
There's the lawn dart. Moonshot.
Imagine if that hit the bucket.
Imagine if that hit the moon.
And then the bucket. Needs a skip. Gets the skip. Okay.
Awesome.
All right, we got a bunch of people in the circle here. AB with one birdie. Can he get 2 in a row? Really love it. Gets it.
More of the traditional style birdie. No OB strokes.
Back to even.
It's been a tough day for Anthony Barela, but even par, it's better than over par. Old Chinese proverb told me that.
Who's proverb?
I don't even know how to respond to that one. Probably fair to just leave it at that. Paul, how many star frames have we seen? I think this might be the first one of the tournament.
That one.
Come on now. Give me the noise. I'm gonna send some money to charity for the good play from our card. On hole 15 specifically.
Yeah. 16 though, par 3, 320. Skip it off the water. You don't have to worry about putting. You don't have to worry about that stupid wall back there that clunks everybody. And then you have the scariest putt of all time.
The scariest putt isn't from the wall, it's from the drop zone. But the second scariest putt is from the wall.
Yeah. I mean, that's not even scary from the drop zone. You just lay it up.
You don't lay it. Yeah, you don't even go for it. Ricky, this has got to get some steam. Or do the Paul Ulibarri's patented skip That misses it just barely. If that's a little shorter, that may have a chance of getting on the island.
Calvin going overstable mid-range, no shot.
And this is, forget about it.
Hope he didn't like that one.
Maybe should be able to
yeah.
get it back. And I mean, it's May the 4th, right? This is Star Wars Day, and we have a very special spotter on the green. Goes by the name of Obi Kenobi. Anthony Barela. He is in bounds.
No way.
Unreal.
He has
that
a green
stayed.
lightsaber.
He's using lightsabers to denote inbounds or Obi Kenobi. It's perfect.
It's really good. This has got to get legs quickly.
And he finds the dark side of hole 16. Surprised we didn't see any players going with the Star Destroyers.
Clemens
Or
yesterday.
they could have used the Discraft Force.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Clemens actually aced it with the Force.
Did he really?
Yeah. Come on, run it.
This is about as ill-advised of a run as you'll ever see. This is frightening as well. And you can't stay in bounds if you don't make the putt on this green. There's just, you can hit front cage and still go out of bounds.
Yes.
I don't necessarily dock him any points for going for that after the tough day he's had. You're just tempted into that birdie.
He goes for that anyways. Anybody on here, I feel like, goes for that putt. He's in the circle. He's not on the back wall, like just outside over there, I think.
I got a question.
Yeah, hit me.
They all just took bogey. Does that mean charity gives money back to Jomez? Does it work in reverse?
They'd be broke.
I'm just curious. This is the anti-star for him. Well, we're calling you St. Jude next week asking for a donation. Flying over hole 17. I am so kidding. Those kids need that money. 745 feet. This is a truly wonderful par 4 on this course. So many fantastic trees and little bunkers that you have to concern yourself with. And a great hole coming down the stretch.
Ricky with a little zippy. Sit. Oh, that was a nice first skip right there, Jerm.
That's quality. It's the placement you're looking for. If I had to choose your fighter screen for this hole, I'd choose this fighter right here, Calvin Heimburg, low ceiling expert.
It's still a great drive.
It's still a great drive. It's still a great
really
drive.
is.
That was just going to go into the atmosphere, though. That was just ripping down the fairway.
That's too much hyzer.
Cannot keep the disc in bounds today.
Albert, can he keep it in bounds?
Yep.
Okay.
Just far enough. Now, Calvin, another low ceiling.
Only thing I'm worried about with his shot is slow down, because there's that sidewalk back there, and he just
What a shot.
absolutely laces the line, puts
That
it right in the
is
circle.
So good.
Anthony going with the high spike hyzer.
Even with his power, that's just not going to get to the green. It's going to come up short, but makeable from 50 feet for the par.
Ricky going with the high spike, it looks like. No. Ends up choosing the low runner and doesn't get it to sneak through.
A little bit too straight. Needed to get that a little bit wider.
Get, bounce, roll, skip.
Now stand up and roll more. Ricky, just a jump putt layup. Now AB for the par to stay at 8 under. It's just not your day. It's just not your day. Slightly left. Okay, that's the other side of it.
Well, they know who's struggling in this group, doesn't the baskets? They're walkie-talking to each other. And
Yeah, we got Albert and AB coming up on 17. Just go ahead and shrink the change a little bit.
Yep. And we have the 2 leaders over here.
Okay, real big basket, guys. Real big basket for our leaders. Good work, 17. A great birdie for Calvin after hitting that branch. I got Chase Card check in here with Ezra Robinson, who is getting a nice friendly spot here from your caddy. The mark was 455 to the pin.
Yep, 404 or 408 to clear. I wanted to tell him 312 to clear. That's such a nasty
laser
shot.
beam.
Yeah.
What a golf shot.
Well, when he asked for the number, I was like, all right, we'll tell him the number, and then we'll see him over here where the real people play.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, thanks. Zing.
Zinger
He doesn't
dinger.
take long.
Finish with a 3-pack on 18. Crazy eagle. And actually, I didn't mean to gloss over this. Paul Macbeth also picking up an eagle on hole 14. There were 3 players to do that.
Wow.
Shout out to him for that.
Yeah, 18 par 5, 880. We're seeing people figure it out. We're seeing people learn how to play this hole, get the eagle looks. You really want to clear over that pond if you want the eagle look. If not, then anywhere in bounds works. You can chip a sidearm around the corner or a spike hyzer over the trees. Even see some people throwing like stable putter on second shot to get through those trees on the right-hand side, but land it anywhere over there, and then it's a fairly easy shot into the green. Only about anywhere between 320 to 250.
Yeah, correct. Calvin with the nice, trusty, overstable driver.
See, he has a choice now.
We just saw
totally
Ezra Robinson, and that's his type of throw, is it not?
Eagle right through there, no problem.
The only thing is he is tied at the top, right?
Yes.
So do you need it? Do you need to bring on that extra risk?
Sure. Round 2. You're Calvin. If I had Calvin arm,
Yeah, that sounds like a disease I want.
exactly. You know what you would do? You would go right through over that bush and put it 2 feet from the island. And we wouldn't even think about it. We'd be like, oh, yeah.
If I had Calvin arm, I would not be doing Disc Golf Network commentary this week. I would be on the course.
Yeah. Calvin arms. Pretty rare.
All right. Anthony Barela looks like he's taking a little off here, finding this 2 geese, man. Get out of here. But I like that shot because it sets up an opportunity for AB to go for the big hyzer eagle play, which is present if you do that short shot off the tee.
Yes.
And surprise, surprise, he's eyeing it up. And he has to go over the island green on 16.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it is.
That is so silly.
And just when you think AB's lost all the AB in him, he finds the AB that we expect.
Imagine having an AB arm.
That's of great power comes great responsibility. And I don't think I'm responsible enough to harness that.
You just be ripping shots all the time on the
No.
island hole, just throwing it 150
he has-
past with a putter.
He has a great burden. With all the skills that he has to figure out a way to play good golf. And that's why we've seen him make mistakes in the past. He's got options that the rest of the field, they do not have. You know, it's easy to play a hole for par when the best you can do is par. You can break the hole down in a lot different way, but AB can literally birdie everything and eagle more than anyone else. Ricky Wysocki. Right. I'm shocked that it's not closer, being that was only a 280-foot approach, but it's in the circle.
Ooh, heavy on the hyzer. This needs to sit.
And opportunity there for Calvin to put pressure on Ricky by putting it close and saying, if you don't make it, we're tied going into Championship Sunday. But that approach does not put much pressure on Ricky at all.
No. None of these approaches are very close.
Well, yeah, one of them is acceptably close, and that's AB's moonshot eagle attempt. Only needed about 3 feet higher there for Calvin's bid.
I don't want Calvin arm anymore.
Boom.
I want ABM.
Yeah. Sign me up.
The new trend, you know?
Yeah, he's trending as of the last hole. Trending.
And that gets him back to even par. Not the round that
What a
Anthony
weird day.
wanted at all.
What a weird day indeed. Ricky, look at that. That thing was still lifting on its way into the chains. Just knocked that down with authority. A good birdie gets him to 17 under. He will have the lead going into Sunday.
Albert.
A good birdie
bird.
finish. Again, not the day he was looking for. But you know what you're never going to see from Albert Tamm? That is a bad attitude. The man is a consummate professional. Absolutely love playing with Albert. And that's going to conclude round 2. Taking a look here at the back 9. We saw a lot of different colors on our scorecard today, did we not?
Yeah, a lot.
And Ezra Robinson and Gavin Rathbun make their way onto lead card. All 4 players are just separated by a total of 2 shots. And surprise, surprise, it's still tight at the top. Anyone could win this one. My guess is it's going to come from the top 2 cards, though. More specifically, my guess is that it's going to come from our lead card. We have got one of the greatest frontrunners in disc golf history in Ricky Wysocki, and we've got a hungry Calvin Heimburg who has not won on tour this season. He'd love to change that narrative tomorrow. Any notes?
High C.
I see. Like the C note, like
Yeah.
singing. That's your note for the. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Paul, for that deep insight. We're gonna wrap it up now and say thank you for watching round 2. I appreciate you. Thank you to the Founders Club. We appreciate you, Patricia, Carl.
Yeah, we really do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
And we'll see you guys tomorrow.